Hello, welcome to Meditation for Misfits, and I am in a slightly different place today, very different place today. I am in Virginia and I'm here visiting family, so staying in a hotel to celebrate the holiday with the fam. But I do want to acknowledge because there's, think the holiday of Thanksgiving is fraught with tension. So I want to acknowledge that where I'm staying was once land to the Apamatak people tribe prior to the land being taken. So I'm acknowledging that is where I am. There was a tribe here that lived before their land was stolen. With that, let's get into our gratitude practice. Still a lot to be thankful for. If you're whether or not you're celebrating this specific holiday, gratitude is one of those beautiful things that helps us to see what we have, to acknowledge light and hope and goodness in our world, especially as things can be very heavy and sometimes feel not so good and sometimes feel hopeless. So we want to take a moment to acknowledge what we do have, kind of develop an abundance mindset. And gratitude has that ability to release dopamine. It does. The practice of gratitude releases dopamine, releases serotonin, these mood boosting chemicals in the brain. So we want to boost up our mood, calm our bodies and minds, and move forward into whatever we're doing, whether or not we're celebrating, whatever we're doing, moving into the day with a sense of having, a sense of abundance. So with that, find a comfortable place to be in your body, seated or lying down. And relaxing here as much as you can through your shoulders, relaxing through your face. And first here, bringing to mind whatever first comes to mind that you are thankful for today. What in your life can you, what or who in whom in your life can you say, I am thankful for? Even just the access to practicing meditation here. You might be thankful for your ability to, or your access to, this guided meditation. The mental capacity for pausing. Maybe you're celebrating with family or friends who you love, who you are grateful are in your life. Whatever that first thing was that came to mind, or that first person or place, here saying to yourself, I am thankful for. Perhaps there's a memory attached to whatever this is that you are grateful for. And again, continuing to hold that very first thing that came to mind in your mind and saying to yourself, I am thankful for whatever that is. And here, letting that go, shifting your attention to some object, some material object in your life that you are thankful for. Maybe this object is the first thing that came to mind. Maybe there's another object that you can bring to mind in gratitude. As you bring this object to mind, is it something that you can hold? Is it something decorative? Something with sentimental value? A gift? Whatever this object is, as you bring it to mind, recalling the color or colors, the shape, the function, if there's some function, or the sentimental value, the memory attached to this object. Maybe this is an object nearby that you can actually take and hold in your hand. And maybe you do take that object, hold it in your hand as you express gratitude for it. And here, gently saying to yourself, or you can say out loud, I am thankful for, and whatever that object is. Again, holding that object in your mind, maybe actually holding that object in your hands if you can. And again, saying to yourself in your mind or out loud, I am thankful for, and whatever that object is. And then here, letting that go, bringing to mind a place that you are thankful for. This might be a place in your home, maybe a vacation spot. This could be a place you frequent or have been to once. Outdoors, indoors. And as you bring this place to mind, recalling any sensory details, the sounds, the aromas in this place. Right? Bring to mind what you see, what you enjoy or enjoyed about this place. Maybe you're sitting in that place right now. Whatever that place is that you are grateful for, here, saying to yourself in your mind or out loud, I am thankful for. And whatever that place is. Recalling any memories attached to this place. Is this a place you go to be alone or with people? And again, whatever this place is, bringing it fully to mind and saying to yourself in your mind or out loud, I am thankful for whatever that place is. And then here, letting that place go. Bringing to mind a person that you are thankful for. Maybe one person, maybe a group of people. Some human being in your life that you are thankful for. As you bring this person fully to mind, maybe recalling a kind word, a warm hug, a memory of time spent. Bringing to mind this person's mannerisms, expressions, their way of speaking. And as you hold this person in your mind or this group of people in your mind, saying to yourself, I am thankful for. And then naming that person or naming whatever the group is. Maybe naming the individual people in that group. I am thankful for. And here, taking a moment to recall if you have expressed that gratitude. Have you expressed that gratitude to that person? And how might you? In words, out loud, in a letter, in a text, a phone call, by a gift. again, holding this person in your mind or this group of people in your mind. And again, saying, I am thankful for, naming that person, people, or the group. And then letting go of whoever that is. Often we find it easy to extend gratitude to others. Don't often think about how we can extend gratitude toward ourselves. And so here, taking a moment to consider some aspect of yourself. Some personality trait, some behavior, some action that you've done that you are thankful for, or that that you are thankful for. Something about yourself that you are thankful for. And this could be a physical trait of yours. This could be an emotional trait. This could be something about your personality, some natural way of being that you are thankful for. Something that has helped you in your life that comes from you. Whatever that is that you are thankful for about yourself, bringing that to mind and saying, I am thankful for. Perhaps you've recently shared a kind word. Perhaps you have your full health. Maybe your personality trait is something about boldness or the capacity for learning. Perhaps a generosity about you. Whatever that is about yourself that you are thankful for, again, saying to yourself quietly or out loud, I am thankful for, and whatever that is. Here, expanding that gratitude out to whatever community you're in. What about your community are you grateful for? The land that you're on. The resources in wherever you live. Remembering that gratitude and developing that abundance mindset does not mean that we ignore lack, that we ignore what we don't have access to or resources for. But rather we take a moment to pause to see what we do have in our community, what access there is, what resources. Perhaps there's an interesting looking tree you walk past every so often. Perhaps a shelter for the unhoused. Maybe clean water. Whatever in your community that you can conjure up some gratitude toward. Here saying to yourself, I am thankful for, and then whatever that is about your community that you are thankful for. And then here, extending gratitude to something globally. Whatever you know about the world, about the global stage, bringing to mind something that you can extend gratitude toward in our global community. Perhaps the access to travel to different countries. Maybe the access simply to learn about different countries or cultures. Maybe you've dived deep into some of the leaders in other areas and have some admiration or are inspired by that leader or those leaders. Whatever you can bring to mind that you are thankful for about our global community, extending that gratitude, saying to yourself, I am thankful for. And then here, letting that go. And together we'll find 3 deep breaths, closing with an Om. We'll start with an inhale through the nose, followed by an open mouth exhale. Inhaling through the nose, followed by a sigh out. Inhaling through the nose, followed by an Om. So together, we breathe in through the nose. Open mouth exhale, let go. Inhaling through the nose. Sigh it out. Inhaling through the nose. And inviting you to move forward into your day with gratitude. And also acknowledge again that if you're, particularly if you're in the US, again, I want to acknowledge that I'm staying here in town in a place in Virginia that was once land to the Appomattox people. So I encourage you to look into the history of the land that you're on and take a moment, even just for yourself, to acknowledge what tribe, who that land originally belonged to. There's not much that we can do about the past, but we can acknowledge all truth, the beauty of the land that we're on, the beauty of our communities, as well as honestly, the horrors that existed in order for us to be here. So take a moment, yes, to acknowledge, to be grateful. Again, if you're celebrating, to spend that time with family and friends, expressing gratitude to them, but also acknowledging that, again, this is part of the whole meditation for Misfits, where we're looking at all perspectives, acknowledging all the things. So taking that time to acknowledge and express gratitude to the tribes that gave their land, gave their lives, gave their culture, not really gave, but had their culture, their lives, and their land stolen from them. We want to acknowledge both the beauty and the tragedy and the beauty. So with that in mind, let's move forward into our day, whether you're celebrating or not. Move forward with some bit of gratitude for something. Thank you all so much for being here. As always, feel free to share in the comments your experience of today's practice. I don't interact, at least at this point, a lot with the comments. So just know that that is not the setup for this right now until start building up more of the following across the different social media pages where this goes out. So thank you, whether you're listening to this on Facebook, watching or listening on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, or YouTube. Know that my interaction does not mean I don't see you, or my lack of interaction doesn't mean that I don't see you, but this is a very specific thing that we're doing here, giving space for us to come together in a potentially global community of meditation, to feel free, again, to express how these practices land for you. Express that in the comments or journal it out for yourself. And as I build up the following, as the particularly YouTube, two people away from my YouTube goal for this month of 100. So if you have people in your life who could benefit from these daily guided meditations, please do get that out to them. And no, there's an option to donate. I don't promo that much, but in the description, you'll see a link to my Venmo where you can donate if you really, really are finding benefit from these practices. So with that, thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Take care of yourselves out there. Peace.